Okay guys, so I'm going to display these images up for the next task statement. Now this is like a group activity or a hands-on learning activity. Now being that we're at home and the device I use, it doesn't allow me to cut and glue out stuff. So what I'm going to do is display these images so you guys can, let's make observations and reflect on it, okay? So in this activity, you were supposed to use a thick marker, trace your circle in two separate places on the same piece of paper. You were supposed to cut out both circles, cutting around the marker line. Then it wanted you to fold and cut one of the circles in fourths, arrange them and so on. And then it wanted you to take all those pieces and glue it together, okay? So this is the one representing the fourths. This one is the eighth. Well, this is the eighth. And this one is a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. So this is 16ths, okay? This is cut into 16ths, all right? Now, after you finish gluing them, they said they wanted you to compare the two shapes. Now, this is just, this is three shapes. I guess it's different, ways a student could have done it in class. All right, but what do you notice, or how do you think the areas of these two shapes compare, or the shapes compare? All right, if you wanted to write this down in your book, they said that the areas are actually still equal to each other. So I'm going to write that down for you. The areas are equal. Okay. Now it says, what polygon does the shape made of the circle's pieces resemble the most? Now, of course, when I was looking at them, they look like little worms or they look all squiggly. But this one, especially this one and this one, looks very similar to if you guess a parallelogram, you are absolutely correct. And I'm going to put, it is like a parallelogram. Well, it looks like I drew an arrow. I guess my pencil picked it up as an arrow, but it's actually supposed to be a line. But with a squiggly top and bottom. Okay, and I'm gonna go back to that problem and show you what I mean by that. And just in case you guys are like, what is a parallelogram? A parallelogram, it looks like this. I'm gonna trace over it. If I was to make it straight, it would look like this. Take away those squiggly lines, okay? So this is just like a little RTI, but this would be a parallelogram, okay? Those slanted sides, those straight parallel lines, and so on. And notice when I hover that around, it kind of fits in there. I hover that around it, it still kind of fits, okay? And then third, it says, how could you find the area of this polygon? And it said you could find it by multiplying the base times height, the same way you do a parallelogram, okay? So multiply the base times the height. Well, all right, guys. Well, this wasn't that long of an activity because this was supposed to be hands-on, but of course we're at home, so this was more like a study for us. But if you still have any burning questions about this activity, just like what I always say to do, please visit your Google Meet session. All right, guys. I'll see you guys for the next activity.